release Q2 results on Wednesday. And then StatsCan will release its retail sales data on Friday. So in the U.S., we are going to get earnings from Tesla and Netflix, to name two this week. And then as well, we'll also get a look at the Beige Book in the U.S. on Wednesday. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Listen up. La-Z-Boy is completely overstocked and they need to move furniture fast. It's music to my ears. I hear there's crazy amounts of everything in the store. They're so desperate to move inventory and make room for all their new items that everything's priced to go. Hurry. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Live life comfortably. La-Z-Boy. Double scratch and save up to an extra 50% off your entire purchase during Markdown Madness at 9 GTA stores, plus Kitchener, Barrie, and St. Catharines. Pradeep Ahluwalia here, born on the track, bold on the road. Travel in style with a Lexus from Don Valley North Lexus. The summer of F-Sport is here. Right now, lease the 2023 NX350 S Sport Series 1 from just $388 bi-weekly for 24 months at 4.9%. Plus, they'll even deliver it right to your door. Expect excellence online and in the showroom. Visit DonValleyNorthLexus.com. Some conditions apply. A proud member of Wayne's Auto Group. Right now in downtown, it's overcast and 8 degrees for Irene Frecklett. I'm Steve Roberts. Have yourself a great one. It's 2:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is City News 680 everywhere.
It's Monday, April 17th. I'm Sultana Timintic.
And I'm James Monroe. Here's what's making news right now.
The province wants more control over school boards. The education minister is proposing to establish provincial priorities on student achievements and strengthen training for trustees and board officials.
A strike deadline has now been set for 155,000 federal employees. If they can't negotiate a deal with the government by tomorrow evening, then workers will walk off the job Wednesday.
Olivia Chow confirms the worst-kept secret in Toronto. She's entering the race to become the next mayor of this city, joining a crowded field that now has 47 candidates.
The Stanley Cup playoffs get going tonight. Leafs and Lightning play Game 1 tomorrow, and the Blue Jays open a new series down in Houston. Sports at 45.
A down day on the markets with modest losses, although the TSX has been flip-flopping on either side of even ahead of the latest inflation report on our side of the border. Business at 56.
City News Time, 2:31.
Traffic and weather together on the one. Now here's Carrie Prunskis. This report is brought to you by Metro Prep Academy. Westbound on the QEW at Ford Drive. The left lane is blocked, and it's because of a collision. You'll find emergency crews on the scene, and a slow drive. Delays from approaching Ford Drive past that collision all the way to about Guelph line. It's just on and off. It's busy through that stretch. Delays gradually fill in through Oakville and into Burlington. Northbound on the 427 on the ramp to the eastbound 401, the right lane is closed, and that's for construction. So it's busy here on the northbound 427 from the Gardner to the 401 in the Express. And traffic is slow on the eastbound 401 from just east of Dixie in the Collectors to the 427 ramp. Then delays from the 427 to east of Kiel, alternately Express and Collectors. And it's busy into the Durham region, mainly through Ajax from just east of Westney to east of Salem. I'm seeing a long lineup on the eastbound 409 from approaching Martin Grove onto the 401 ramps. It's busy on the southbound 404 from just south of Finch onto the 401 ramps, and traffic is slow on the westbound 401 anywhere from Bayview, alternately Express and Collectors to Dixon. On city streets, traffic spotters say there's construction southbound on Dufferin at the 401. The right lane is closed. We also have construction in Brampton on Beauvert, west of the 410 at South Lake, and that's causing a very heavy backup for eastbound traffic from here, Ontario. Metro Prep Academy is celebrating 40 years. Transform your child's idea of education at their open house in North York on April 20th from 5 to 8 p.m. Grades 7 to 12. Visit metroprep.com. And now with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor. We've had falling temperatures from our guaranteed high 12 degrees. For the afternoon, we'll sit at about 9. Could get some showers. For tonight, cloudy, windy, chance of showers, even a tiny bit of wet snow, the low near 2. For today, already reached our guaranteed high 12.
Overcast in downtown Toronto, 7 degrees, but feels like 2. This is City News.
We begin with the Ford government, which is looking for greater oversight of school boards across the province.
The education minister speaking today proposed
pavement for school boards and also strengthen training for trustees and board officials.
City's Phil Martino tells us this is all part of an omnibus education bill tabled today by Minister Stephen Lecce. Phil.
So, Jared, Stephen Lecce says it's an overhaul designed to lift education standards and strengthen back-to-basics learning in reading, writing, and math that will lead to a more effective education system.
When a third of kids are not confident in their reading skills upon graduation, that is a clear signal that the system needs to be improved.
The actual priorities for school boards will be set out by the government in regulations after the legislation passes. Other changes include using surplus school board properties for housing.
We're one of the largest real estate holders in the province. We don't have an inventory. We don't have a way to force the hand of bodies to work together, stop this territorialism. It's not the case everywhere in Ontario, but honestly, there's many examples of this.
Strengthening training for trustees and board officials is another change contained in the bill tabled by the Education Minister. Phil Martino, City News.
City News Time 2:34. A strike deadline has now been set for 155,000 federal employees who could walk off the job in a couple of days. The union says if they don't reach a deal with the feds by 9 p.m. tomorrow, employees will walk out at midnight.
The clock is ticking.
I am authorizing a national general strike.
The head of the Public Service Alliance of Canada, Chris Aylward, says if the feds don't come to the table with a better offer tomorrow, they'll walk out and impact many services.
Certainly delays in applications around, passport, immigration applications, employment insurance applications, our imports and exports may be affected.
Your ability to file taxes may also be disrupted with 2 weeks left before the May 1st deadline. Aylward says there's been some progress at the bargaining table, but the two sides are still far apart on critical issues like wages. TSAC is looking for a 13.5% pay raise over 3 years, while the feds have been seeking 8.5% over 4 years. The Prime Minister says the government is still committed to the goal of reaching a negotiated deal, but he didn't completely rule out the possibility of back-to-work legislation in the future. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
City News Time 2:36. She is in after much speculation. Olivia Chow's formally entered the race to replace former Mayor John Tory. Moma Qureshi joins us with the story and reaction.
We knew she was thinking about running, and there's been speculation for weeks, but today on a rooftop at Spadina in Dundas, Olivia Chow confirming she wants to be the next mayor of this city.
I've made a choice. I choose to run as mayor of Toronto. I love this city. Choose me, and together we will build a city that is more caring, safer, more affordable, where everyone belongs.
Chow is no stranger to government, having served as an MP and city councillor, and she believes that will make her appealing to voters over the 46 other candidates.
I have the experience. I have the strength. I know how to bring people together.
Chow not tipping her hand on any major platform issues, but did say she's not a fan of the spot on Ontario Place and believes moving the Science Centre there does not make any sense. Momin Qureshi, City News.
City News Time 2:36. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin tonight, but the Leafs and Lightning have to wait one more day before the puck drops on their series. Here's City's Alex Xero.
Obviously different players, different pieces on both sides, but obviously two teams that are pretty evenly matched.
Yes, it's the Leafs and Lightning once again. The Leafs have home ice. They're healthier than Tampa right now, and they're deeper on paper, but will any of that really matter? Austin Matthews says based on the regular season, the Leafs have reasons to feel confident heading in.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement in this room to get going, and a big challenge in front of us to face that and just go out there and have fun and try to execute, just taking it day by day.
Toronto held their final practice before Tuesday's opener. Matthew Knies was skating with the extras, so looks like he'll be a healthy scratch for game number 1. Alex Xero, City News.
City News Time 2:37. Police have made an arrest in connection with a deadly hit and run yesterday in the Bloor and Islington area. City Zach Boonstein joins us live. Zach.
Well, James, 66-year-old Susan Atkinson turned herself into police and is charged with failing to stop at an accident causing death. Toronto Police Constable Shannon Eames tells me a 69-year-old woman was struck and later died when she was walking in the Bloor and Islington area yesterday morning just before 8:30.
The victim was unconscious but breathing when officers arrived. The victim was transported to hospital where she was later pronounced deceased.
Atkinson is scheduled to appear in court on June the 5th. Reporting live, Zach Bodenstein, City News.
City News Time 2:38. In the U.S., police are looking into 2 shocking incidents of gun violence. City's Rajesh Dave tells us one incident involves a birthday party, and the other appears to stem from racial discrimination. Rajesh.
Yes, Lejana, a homeowner shot and seriously wounded a 16-year-old black boy in Kansas City after he accidentally went to the wrong home to pick up his siblings. Ralph Yarl Bill's parents asked him to get his brothers from an address on 115th Terrace, but there was a mix-up, and he mistakenly went to a home on 115th Street where he was shot in the head and arm. Ben Crump is the family's attorney.
He was a musician. He was an honor roll student. He had dreams of going to Texas A&M University, and then for simply ringing a doorbell and being profiled, he is shot in the head.
According to Kansas City police, the homeowner, who is a white male in his 80s, was taken into custody for 2 hours, but then released pending further evidence, fueling protests in the community. This comes on the heels of another deadly shooting in Alabama where 4 people were killed and dozens more were injured at a Sweet 16 birthday celebration. Investigators are still working to determine what exactly caused the events to unfold there. Reporting live, Burjesh Dave, City News.
A check of gas prices next.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, telling everyone I found a chainsaw at an amazing price today.
At Coy Brothers?
You bet, it was a real steal.
Oh, that's so funny. But the Steel MS-170 is no joke. You have some serious power in your hands with this chainsaw.
Tell me more, Bill.
The MS-170 is lightweight and powerful. Perfect for cutting firewood, trimming, or cutting small trees, or just general cleanup around the home or cottage.
If I were you, I would get a Steel MS-170 chainsaw from Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
Now, the City News gas price update. Pro predicting the price will not change at midnight. We should stay just under $1.50.